However, this is me, Tim from Tim and Jordan, back again on wrestling. This time I'm presenting to you WCPW Loaded Review. Let's start our show off because the show started off live with our first match. Actually, no, before the first match we had a little bit where Drew Galloway was talking about how Joseph Connors beat him up last week and how, yet he hasn't been cleared medically to fight. He will be fighting tonight against Joseph Connors. He could be suffering from a concussion. We don't know. I think it's probably faked because, again, there would be no reason to clear him to wrestle unless that was the case. So, I believe so. But let's get into our first match of the show because it is two titles on the line tonight, just like Raw did. And the first one being the WCPW Women's Championship. Alex Winder versus the champion Nix O'Neill versus Katarina Lay. She's from TNA and she's former Knockouts champion. She's on her way to WWE, I believe. And she's just the first one of a kind on the show, so it's a big moment for the show, really. Very close early on with animosity and close combat between Newell and Windsor. Newell is put into a sit-down powerbomb attempt to go for the top turnbuckle, though she gets a bit confident, Windsor does, and she's put into a bridge for the win after clearing out Katarina Lay, which means Nix O'Neill defends the title and keeps the title. Sorry, my mic is just trying to fall away. Stay there, Mike. But yeah. So, Nix O'Neill does successfully defend, which means that she will be defending at the show. I'll get my predictions, of course, for Refuse to Lose at the end of the show. But a pretty clean defense here. She had a strong showing again, and it did put a bit over. Again, definitely a lot of fighting talk between Nix O'Neill, Alex Windsor, and Katarina Lay. Again, she's quite good. Yeah, it was a decent match. Bit short, but hey, what are you going to do? Second match tonight, it's Moss and Slater versus Mustache Mountain versus Los Perspectiva, aka the Prospect, who got banned a couple of weeks ago but are still competing just under a different pseudonym. The match starts off. Moss is a big double teams and slaps, uppercuts and punches with Severn. Moss is completely dominant, very big, very strong, very dominant. Moss suplex Anger City, picks up with anger, a lot of anger, guys. He suplexes everyone, picks up Arthur, attempting a big suplex. Gets a tag spot where he picks up someone for a suplex and passes it over. Somehow the other man of a different team gets tagged in weird WCW tag rules, which means that if you can tag someone in even if they're not on your team, that happens. And suddenly one of his own partners, Los Perspectiva, picks up his own partner, drops him down by an accident. Very funny. Slater with a flying headbutt and Gracie, and then we have Mustache Mountain double brainbuster spot, which is really cool. Again, they're very good workers. I'd say they're a pretty good unit as a tag team, so go to them. Las Perspectivas are stopped after a knee from El Draco on Slater to win the match. That match was the end, and there you go. That's the end of the match. Double spot by Las Perspectivas after a knee to Slater by the third member. Obviously, they're all out there. They're all celebrating. Jim Kennedy's like, yeah, we're so completely innocent when we're not. And then they get their moment there. I think this was a thing that was going to last too long, but apparently Lost Perspectives is a thing now, so come to embrace it. It's still going on. It's kind of crazy at the same time. You gotta wonder when they will just collapse, when this whole facade will collapse. Who will maybe show the light on what's actually going on here. We'll see how it goes. Again, Adam Bashidi, surprised he didn't come out at some point, but again, it's gonna be a war of words, really. And a lot of things are going to come to be, hopefully, at that pay-per-view. A third match tonight, it's Primate versus Joe Hendry. After a spot where Jack the Jobber is running again from Primate, he sort of now hits on Katarina Lay, and that kind of doesn't end well for him because Primate comes out, Jack runs away. For some reason, Simon Miller is out, maybe doing ring announcement. He gets choked out by Primate. Wrong place, wrong time, really. Gets completely just speared, and then the fight begins. A vicious fight between the two, really. Spear by Primate early on, as Joe Hendry comes out saying he won't compete, but then he proceeds to brawl with him anyways because he is a fighting guy in the ring. Sorry, what am I saying? He's not even champion, but he's soon to be, guys, in my opinion. Soon to be the jury is out whether or not Joseph Connors will compete for very much longer with that championship title, so I believe Joe Hendry could be up soon. So the match starts again. Sorry, the match is other way. Pramac tries to get a chokehold in place, but can't. And then we see Joe Hendry say, basically, just blurring out, guys. Funny enough, he blurs it out with his own voice. Him saying the F word or something like along those lines to Susie Kennedy. And then a overhead suplex by Hendry for the win. And he gets a win. I'm pretty happy about that. Number 4, a chokehold by Pramac on the ref after the match. He proceeds to go into security guy and then do that as well. And then really can't be stopped, can he? Pramac is just completely a maniac right now. And he'll be wreaking more havoc at the pay-per-view, obviously. Match number 4, Joseph Connors versus Drew Galloway in the main event. Match starts off, Galloway is kicked Connors in the mouth for some blood to appear early on. A backdrop by Connors on the ramp. Galloway throws Connors into the ring post. Chop fest by Joseph Connors and Galloway, and clothesline by Galloway off the top rope. Very impressive spot, with Galloway hitting a giant fireman slam spinning. Galloway attempts his finisher, the Future Shock DDT, but doesn't, and lands on his head from a very high vantage. Of course, he's quite tall, so again, quite a big drop to the ground. Galloway with a powerbomb off the rope. Connors with a DDT off the mat in the exposed concrete floor. Connors with a righteous kill and on the neck, winning the match in a pretty decent, nice long match. Kirby comes out, attacks Connors, and hits the Sable Bomb, and that is it. And that's us on the way to the pay-per-view. Let's do my predictions really quick and just overview this one real quick. Actually, yeah, I'll just talk about this for a sec. So yeah, it's a pretty decent show. Again, match of the night would go to probably the tag team, based on how fun it was. It was a fun match, and I had lots of fun with that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna though say that it's a good show just based off it. But yeah, it wasn't exactly a special show, to be honest. I found a little enjoyment. Like, I didn't watch this live, so again, I probably would have enjoyed it more if I watched it live. But overall, it was a pretty good show. I like to see more of an effort from Joseph Connors. He's not really like pushing me too much on his old character. I think he needs to just get better at the, I don't know, maybe just make his head a little bit more on the mic or something like that. But yeah, at the moment, I'm not really too pushed one way about him. Again, Joe Hendry was very entertaining on the show. The new tag team Mustache Mountain or whatever they're called, they're pretty good, but again, a bit bland, to be honest. They need to at least up their, up something, because they're just somehow they're just not really. Yeah, they're all right in the ring. I can see potential. Just need to see more of it, really. What else? We have the Katarina Lay. I don't know how long she'll be here for, but yeah, she'll put a decent performance in, and that was a very enjoyable women's match. Just a bit short. Again, pretty good show. I'm going to give this one a pretty good rating. I don't give ratings to wrestling shows, but yeah, that was a pretty good one. Wouldn't say it really matched most of the ones I've seen usually, but again, it was a bit below average, but we'll see. Anyways, let's look forward towards our pay-per-view, which I must tell you is £15, which is extremely expensive, and that would probably, $15, so that's probably maybe like, I don't know, 12 euros, something like that. So yeah, we'll be seeing that. So if you have that money, go get it. It's also a different promotion for the What Culture Extra, which is £7, $1. Sorry. So that would be that's actually a pretty good deal if you want to get that. But I don't know if we'll be dedicated enough to get the extra, and I don't know if I think it's worth it. I'll have to look into it. But honestly, I'm not going to buy this pay-per-view. It's just too expensive, and I'm already. It's on Fight TV, and I don't really care much. But yeah, it does look like a very good show, actually. They really put a lot of work into this one. They put Kurt Angle versus Joe Hendry, which I am going to predict Joe Hendry wins. I think Joe Hendry will triumphantly get his first major victory like this on a big stage. And he's been really petitioning for this match for so long, and it's just such a great way to blow off that and really to put him back into the title feud. Of course, they're planning that really soon. Our World Championship match is Joseph Connors versus Martin Kirby. I feel like at this point in time, obviously Joseph Connors is still at ends with Joe Hendry, so I think right decision would be obviously to get Joseph Connors to win, because again they need to fight with Joe Hendry. That would be the thing I think that they would do, the safe bet, and that'll be my bet for that match. Our Internet Championship match is the first ever championship match for the title, because again they've only saved it for this pay-per-view, which is a pretty good idea, just to showcase it on the big stage. El Ligero versus Alberto El Patron versus Travis Banks, who inserted himself into this match. Now, if you've seen Travis Banks lately, he's been looking quite vicious. Last week he actually was pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think tonight's his night. I think original plan would be maybe El Ligero or maybe Alberto El Patron. I am going to say in this occasion, I'm going to say El Ligero to win this match, just because I think he needs to put himself over as the ultimate lucha wrestler over Alberto El Patron. We all know that Alberto El Patron, who kind of respects him a little bit, but he needs to finally, it'll be a good way to pass the torch, I guess, in a way, or at least show have a lucha wrestler go over. I think he'll be pinning Travis Banks, so I think maybe Alberto Patron will be immobilized at some point, and it'll be between Travis Banks and El Ligero, two upcomers, and El Ligero will be able to finish off Travis Banks. I think either El Ligero or El Patron, but I'm going to vote for El Ligero. Street fight match. It's Adam Blampe versus Rampage. You saw the video package, which was really fantastic here. I think shades of Shane McMahon fighting our Missing Man match. That was kind of reminded me of years ago in WWE. I think this one is kind of a decision. I think in this one, we will see Rampage win this match. No surprise there, but it will make look. I think Blampe will try to get DQ himself out of the match or something like that, or something crazy like that, or he's going to try to, but Rampage is going to get him eventually and win the match cleanly. Joe Coffey versus Minzuki. I don't know who that is, but I'm just going to say off the bat, probably I'd say, yeah, I don't know who Suzuki is, but yeah, I'm going to go with Suzuki in this occasion, because I don't know who he is, but hey, he's probably really good. Doug Williams versus Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to say, in this occasion, Cody Rhodes. There you go, those are my predictions for the iPay review. Of course, Refuse to Lose, coming very soon, guys. This is my show that I don't know if I'll watch, so depends. I will get the results, of course, for it, so I'll definitely talk about those, tell you my opinions on them. But again, this show, it was okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.